Weather in March is very unpredictable here in Chicago. Some days are super hot and some nights can get really low, like below freezing temperatures. So I decided to build low tunnels on top of my raised beds, but because I'm not a construction type of a person, I was trying to do it as easy as possible. And I went to a hardware store and I purchased some materials. So I purchased these galvanized steel clamps, and I was thinking of attaching them to the sides of my beds and then inserting the polytubing into those clamps. I also got some nails, which I was planning to use for the wood, but I tried putting the tubing into that clamp and it wouldn't stay in there. So I ended up just using a nail over the tube and just hammer it inside the wood, and I think it worked out well. The polytubing I purchased was 1/2 inch in diameter, and it was somewhat flexible but still stiff enough not to bend just by wind, and I used just my garden pruners to cut it. Of course, I used a hammer and the nails. I have 3 raised beds, so I cut 9 6-feet each tube and attached it with nails to my raised beds, 2 on the sides and 1 in the middle, and then I connected them on top with some bamboo sticks, because when I put the plastic on it, I need something in the middle going across the whole bed to hold the plastic on. So I covered 2 of my raised beds with plastic and I ran out of plastic. So the third one I covered with frost blanket, but I am planning on getting more plastic because I am sure we'll have some cold, freezing nights and I'll be worried about my plants over there, so I will need to get some more plastic. But for now, this frost blanket is doing its job. We're in the warm spell right now, and every morning I am uncovering my beds and letting the plants breathe and receive the sunlight and the rain, and they are doing fine. So I planted out my seedlings that I had indoors, which are some lettuce. This one is, I believe, a butter crunch lettuce. I also have some other varieties like solar flare, Chinese giant. There's also purple cabbage over there in the back. And also I planted some kales, like red Russian kale, 1000-head kale, red Ursa kale, and others. On the back of each bed I planted a row of peas and some broad beans in the middle of that row. I also have some broccoli rape here and endive, and in between of all of these lettuces and kales I also planted a ton of onions, like 200 pieces of onions are in there. Also I planted out Savoy cabbage, kohlrabi, cauliflower, romanesco, and others. And they are doing good. Look at this lettuce, it seems like it's happy. So these 3 raised beds I've had from last year, but this year for Valentine's Day my husband bought me these elevated raised beds, and I'm so happy that I got them. I planted some peas in here, also kales and lettuces. So with just some polytubing, nails and plastic, you can also create low tunnels for your raised beds as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!